I mean, the body language is very clear. I was driving in this morning and passed a guard on special post at a certain building. I won't say where it was. But, the very attitude, the hands thrust in the pockets, chewing gum, backside up against the wall, not making eye contact with the traffic passing by, clearly just putting in the hours. You see too much of that. And, you don't see that, as you say, in Paris or Rome or London. You don't see that kind of thing. It's more what you'd associate with sort of coffee states in South America. If the Garda Síochána, if it was a chain of hotels or an airline, you probably would shut it down and start all over again.
But you can't service the 747 in the air. That's
the difficulty. You can't really stand down a police force. But I honestly think that we're at the stage now where something on the scale of what was done with Patton in the north is probably necessary. Now, I would have thought that if you're serious about this function, and the news agenda brings you to the point where you're discussing the future of the policing. If this thing has any relevance or function, or if it has any priority, it is the first thing that you would say, look, the Commissioner is gone, that's a problem in itself, but there's a wider context here and we're looking at that. But I'm not sure that Leo Varadkar even knew he existed. The next Commissioner needs most of the things that Noreen O'Sullivan had, but also I think needs probably not to have a lot of the baggage that Noreen had, and I think a lot of her baggage came because a lot of her conditioning and experience was in security, and this brings you back again to this whole closed world of security. So I personally...
So the instinct is always not to...
Tell them nothing.
Tell them nothing.
Tell them nothing. I think the other big question here that has to be addressed, and it is probably the most fundamental question in relation to the Guards, is this question of the dual role, civil policing and security, because they're the only police force in Europe that have that, and what it enables the Guards to do, and it has done this historically, is it enables them to cite state security, to pull down the shutters when there's any inquiry. We had it all the time in GSOC. The most routine stuff, you'd ask for information. Can't do that, state security. So it's a complete get out of jail card that they have. And whether or not they should actually be split and divided, as some people argue, that's something that the Commission has to think about. But certainly the status quo is not tenable.